Okay. What's one of your most memorable moments here in
At
Terry?
Terry School? Well, one thing that sticks out in my mind is in the late 70s, they discovered
DBCP,
being on
yeah.
a well out here. And some reporter had gotten into a meeting with the authorities in Fresno before anyone down here knew anything about it. And so it became a big item for the media. So every station, which was Channel 24, Channel 26,
Channel 30.
47, 30,
Yeah.
they all sent a reporter down here. Mr. Turpin, you're the principal? Yes, I am. We understand that you have this DCP. What is it? What stuff?
I think it's DBCP.
Yeah. Anyway, it's a mineral in the water that they thought was going to kill us all. But anyway, what are you doing about it? Well, I had gotten word just before they arrived from the district office. Mel Thompson, who was assistant superintendent at that time and in charge of finances, he called me and said, "You're going to be inundated with media out there, so be ready for them." Okay, so I went in the kitchen and I told the cook, I said, "Get the biggest pot that you've got. I want to fill it with water and put it on the stove." So we did. I turned up the heat on that baby, and I had this thing steaming when they got here, right? So they said, "What are you going to do about this water? Your kids can't." Oh, I said, "Oh yeah." I said, "Oh, we're way ahead of you." I said, "Come in the kitchen." I said, "No, we boil this water, see, and that purifies it." It doesn't. But guess what?
They didn't
know it.
I was going to say,
You
it
know?
doesn't really work. For
Yeah, right. I mean, you know how the media is.
Right.
Yeah. They send people out these places, people that think they know a lot. Sometimes they don't. But anyway, that was one thing that I remember that.
I do remember we had all those plastic bottles in the classrooms.
Yes, we had to have water delivered while they drilled a test well
Uh-huh.
over near Al King's property line, back by where the old backstop was,
Right.
to see how far down they had to go to get away from that. And then they drilled a new well out here for us, and they had to go quite, I don't remember how deep they finally went with that thing, but it was months that we were.
It was a long time.
Yeah, on that
I
bottled
remember
water, and it was, we had to have these bottles in the room. And the kids, of course, at first, it was a novelty thing, so they all would line up. "Oh, I'm thirsty." Everybody got thirsty all of a sudden.
Because you got little paper cups, and
Yeah.
that was really special.
Yeah. And,
And then we just got tired of it.
and they would take those bottles back and refill them, you know. Well,
With boiled water.
yeah.
Do you have any good Tom stories? Any good Tom?
Oh, Tom.
Who's Tom?
Tom was the legendary custodian.
Tom Nakamura was our custodian here, and he was also a greeter, kind of like a Walmart greeter.
Oh, he was.
And he always was watching out to see if somebody was going to come as a visitor. And Frank Parks, who was our superintendent at the time and a really nice guy, he would come to visit, and Tom would drop whatever he was doing and run out here and open the door and say, "Hey, boss, come on in, you know, and we got coffee in here." And one day, before I became principal, Bill McGill was principal at this time, Tom had about 3 guys that worked with him, 8th graders, and they would help him with everything, and they knew how to do everything.
Yeah.
And in fact, they would drive his pickup back to where we used to burn the garbage.
I don't remember the burning garbage.
Yeah,
but-
one day they backed this pickup in there and the thing stopped. We had to push it out there before it caught on fire. But anyway, Mr. Heavner came out to take some 8th graders who had missed taking the Constitution test.
Uh-huh.
So they were going to give give that test again. So they were gonna get the 8th graders at Indianola and Terry and at Roosevelt who had missed that test. So he came out to get 2 or 3 guys, or students, I can't remember if it was boys, girls, or what. But anyway, we heard this chainsaw going, and Mr. Huebner said, he mentioned this one kid's name. He said, I need him. I'm not going to tell you who he was. But anyway, we went toward the noise of this chainsaw on the other side of the building. And Tom was on the ground, and the kid was up in this umbrella tree with the chainsaw, and he was cutting out all the dead wood.
During school?
So anyway, Mr. Huebner said, hey, I need that kid. And so Mr. McGill said, hey, Tom, tell him to come down. And he hollered at the kid, hey, come down, what are you doing up there? You're not supposed to be up there. And anyway.
Oh, Dad, Tom would let us get on the roof and get the balls off.
The boy came down, went to town, but we had to lock that chainsaw up so nothing like that ever happened again. That was another good one.
Oh, that is funny.
Let's see.